And now the latest in the 2024 run for the White House. A surprise guest on CNN this afternoon, Governor Ron DeSantis, leaving the comfort zone of his conservative media to do his first interview on CNN. Take a listen.
And so I was basically taking fire really nonstop since then, because a lot of people view me as a threat. I think the left views me as a threat because they think I'll beat Biden and actually deliver on all this stuff. And then, of course, people that have their allegiances within the allegiances in the Republican side, have gone after me. But the reality is, this is a state-by-state process. I'm not running a campaign to try to juice, whatever we are in the national polls. I mean, whatever we did in the CNN compared, whatever, it's fine. I'm definitely doing better than everybody else.
State by state, obviously.
It's state by state. Right. So we're focused on building an organization. You got to get people to come out in the middle of January in Iowa to caucus for you. That requires an organization, requires to know where those votes are. Now, that is not going to make the same type of splash as if you were trying to run ads nationally or do those other things. And so we've been making really good progress. I think this weekend was really good in terms of the family leader and some of the other things we were doing in Iowa. Of course, we're here in South Carolina. We're going to do a lot in New Hampshire, but that's going to be our focus. Focusing on those early states, continuing to build our coalitions and going forward.
All right, DeSantis sat down for an exclusive interview with CNN's Jake Tapper after a campaign event in Columbia, South Carolina.
CBS News Miami's Jim DeFede joins us now. Jim, thanks for being here. Now, why is the governor doing this interview with CNN? Typically, he's more of a staple on Fox News, right?
Yeah, he likes the protective bubble of conservative media. He does a lot of conservative radio shows. He appears on Fox. He appears on Newsmax, OAN. So really, the news out of this event wasn't so much what Ron DeSantis said, but the fact that he said it on CNN. I think it's an indication that his campaign knows they need to broaden their appeal. Not that they think that a lot of Republican voters will be watching CNN, but there'll be some clips that'll come out of this. And he was able to hit on some of the themes that he likes in his campaign. He talked about woke in the military and how he wants to get rid of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in the military. Today was a day where he gave a policy speech on military, so that's why a lot of the discussions were there. He talked a little bit about abortion. Didn't really make news, except, as I said, the fact that he sat down, and there's an indication this will be the beginning of other interviews that he'll do with the quote-unquote corporate media, as he likes to describe it.
Well, Jim, do you think DeSantis has reason to be concerned about his presidential campaign?
Reason for concern, but not panic. In the conversations I've had with DeSantis supporters, they realize that he has gotten off to a slow start. He hasn't really grown in terms of his numbers the way he had hoped. I mean, if you think about where he was right after the November election that he won, he would be able to just sort of really propel himself, people thought, to be a true challenger for Trump. But in fact, Donald Trump has increased his lead, not in no small part due to the indictments, with Republicans rallying around him. So there's cause for concern, but Ron DeSantis still has a lot of money, especially in his PAC, and there's a long way, and it seems to me like he's going to invest heavily in Iowa. Really, Iowa is going to be make or break for him, and that caucus isn't until January, so he's got some time.
All right, Jim DeFede, as always, thank you for your insight tonight.
Thanks a lot, Jim.